All right, before we begin, let's say a big thank you to FPC Insurance, perfect for new homeowners like ourselves. Or if you're just looking to reshop your current insurance policies, 5-star service. Servicing Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and Virginia.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. I think we've got listeners in all of those states. We'll help you shop other carriers to find insurance, whether it's for your house, flood, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or personal policy. All right? 888-308-1841 or email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. Tell them the BS sent you. Get a quote online there, fbcinsuranceservices.com. Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling there in Georgia, but also you can do virtual sessions, markwelltherapy.com. Those 3 locations in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square, and McKaysville just outside of Blue Ridge. Or you can shoot the good doctor an email, ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. And then the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. Are you a Justin Timberlake? DUI, white-collar crime, criminal defense, drug offenses, and more. Based out of Georgia, but litigates all over the United States. So if you need the Mad Dog, talk to him the other night. And he'll be on this week, actually. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Inspect All Pest Services, the title sponsor for Podcast and Pours 3. Highest of high-quality termite, pest, and wildlife control, but that's not all. We'll take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services. They're based in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. InspectAllServices.com. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the Honey, I Raised the Kids podcast or the BS, get all kinds of mentions, get all kinds of business, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. I'm an easy person to find. All right, let's begin.
Go ahead and leave a comment about how you deal with your children leaving home while I recover.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Our kids leaving the nest is never easy. So in order to cope, Jason and Rachel have decided to share the journey of their kids, Caleb and Ariel, or Beez as most know her. Follow the story in this podcast.
Honey, I raised the kids.
All right, there it is, episode 13 of the Honey, I Raised the Kids podcast. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There's my wife, Rachel.
Hey, y'all.
Better known, as we get into episode 13, as RAEJAE.
Wait, that's us.
In the past week, the biggest question that I've been getting is, will Rachel be at Podcast and Pours 3 that we announced on the BS podcast? And the answer to that is...
I hope so.
Of course you will. Yeah. Because, you know,
I like to think that you would take me with you.
Part of Podcast and Pours 3 is, you know, that the BS does a live recording. So people are asking, well, are you going to do a live recording of Honey, I Raised the Kids? I don't think so. I think we'll just stick with one recording of the BS, and then Rach can go.
I'm just going to come and hang out with y'all.
And can mingle and do all that stuff. But this is an Atlanta Podcast and Pours. This is all presented by Inspect All Pest Services.
Woo.
Thank you very much. If you want tickets early, because it's not until October 12th, the doors will be at 6 o'clock. It's at Tannery Row in Beaufort. It's where we had Podcast and Pours 2, Helloversary. So if you're familiar with that event, it's the same venue. It's a great venue. Mike and his staff over there are tremendous. You can purchase those tickets at a steal right now. They're really inexpensive. They will go up as we get closer to the event. But if you go to Chuck's band's website, distinctgrace.com, you can get those tickets. And, you know, we'll have a live performance from Distinct Grace. We'll have the live podcast. We'll have merch. Hopefully Brennan will be doing the Bradley's in a Cadillac song live. We're looking to do a acoustic karaoke contest with $1,000 in prizes, cash and prizes up for grabs. So lots of stuff going on. And as we get closer, we'll be adding things to the Podcast and Pours 3 event. Ticket sales for the first week have been tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Like, there's a cap. I don't want to tell you the number is, but not a cap, but an idea of where we want to get to. And we are almost halfway there.
You're doing great.
In the first week.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to stop selling tickets because Tannery Row is a huge venue. But, you know, it's like in our heads we're going, okay, I think we can get these many people out there. And in the first week, and we still have months until October, we're like almost halfway there.
Crushed it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So thank you. I'm getting messages and I'm seeing on social media, people obviously from Florida and Georgia, obviously going to the event, but people in North Carolina and Alabama and all, around, that listen to the podcasts and the episodes that are going to come out and see us. And I'm already working on a podcast in Pores 4, so that was all part of the deal. That's more for the BS podcast, not necessarily this one, but I do want to let you know, if you're just listening to this episode on the network, that we want you out at Podcast in Pores 3, all presented by Inspect All Pest Services. Again, distinctgrace.com. Please go and get your tickets now today.
Do it.
That was a good pitch, right?
Yeah.
That was a great pitch.
I thought it was great.
That was a great pitch.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be participating in the karaoke?
So every time Distinct Grace performs, Chuck always wants me to go up on stage and sing with him.
I think it's such a good idea.
But I never get overly intoxicated, at big events. I'm
Game on.
And that's one of those things, because I can't sing and I can't dance, that I would need to be semi-intoxicated.
Yeah, I think you can.
So here's the thing: if you get me semi-intoxicated,
all right,
then of course I'll do it.
Are we talking like, oh, I know what kind of intoxicated we need to be? Casino intoxicated.
Not that intoxicated.
I'm going to dial it back a little bit.
Yeah, dial it back just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay. I think I can handle this task.
Casino intoxicated is fun though.
I'm here for everyone's entertainment. Don't worry.
Yeah, once I hit that ceiling,
yeah.
I just kind of go downhill from there, and
it's awesome.
I would have to go back to a room of some sorts to lay down.
I feel like there are enough locations within Tannery Row that we can find you a nice little fluffy place to hang out.
Because that's what I want after Podcast in Pores 3, a picture of me curled up in fetal position in a corner at Tannery Row on the floor.
I mean, I have lots of pictures and videos.
You're my wife. You can have those pictures and videos. Right. I don't need those. I'm at 49. I don't need those pictures out in the universe. I'm a grown man. I'm adult. I'm mature.
Yeah, but we're coming into a new phase of our lives.
So is that it? Is that what this podcast should be about? Is doing all those things that we did in our 20s
again now,
but
now, with better liquor.
Yeah.
Right. We can afford the good stuff now.
You know what? Sorry, Boone's Farm, but we can go Tito's.
Don't worry, I can get the good stuff.
That's funny. That's really funny. Maybe that's what being an empty nester is all about.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
You do it again, just better.
So this episode, we want to talk about orientation. And we have to this week take a road trip to the University of Alabama.
We're going Roll Tide.
And we have one day of orientation.
It's a very long day starting at 8 a.m. But yes, one day, because she's not a freshman orientation, she's going in junior year. So that makes it goes down.
Sophomore year.
I'm sorry, sophomore year.
Yeah.
And so she's going one day of orientation instead of, I think it's 2 or 3 if you're a freshman.
Yeah. So we have to be there Friday morning.
Friday morning is orientation starts, but we need to be there Thursday because it starts at 8 a.m.
Okay. So we have to prep for University of Alabama Roll Tide orientation for our daughter. So we have to be there early.
Correct.
We have to stretch.
I don't know. I guess.
I don't know.
We're going Alabama.
So before we get into the conversation of the orientation, I need to tell you this. And I want to bring it up again this week on the BS episodes, at least one of them, because it's really funny. And Rach and I have been together for, almost 13 years, give or take. Mm-hmm. And we both have said a lot of dumb things in our time.
We have.
But what you said to me the other day,
oh my God,
might be the dumbest thing that you've ever said in our relationship.
It's not dumb. It's girl math. Okay. It made sense.
This is how she's justifying this.
Yeah.
She says to me, because Ariel's friend is staying with us right now, but she needs to go back to Alabama.
No, she's got to go back to Georgia.
It's back to Georgia. Okay. Ariel's friend is staying with us, and she needs to go back to Atlanta, We're in Orlando. We need to get to the University of Alabama for orientation.
Correct.
If you know anything about the continental United States, or even just a small part of it, you know northwest. Atlanta is, for the most part, north-north. Rach says to me, let's drop her off because it's the same amount of time to get to both. Think about that. Just let that soak in for a second.
Just let it sit in. It does make sense. Please continue.
No, that's the story.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, and you're going to justify it by saying what? Girl math.
Yeah. So it made sense because it takes like 6 hours to get from here to Atlanta, and then 3 hours to get from Roswell to Alabama, University of Alabama. 9 hours. Takes 9 hours to get from here from Orlando to
I get it, yeah.
Alabama.
If this makes sense to anyone listening, drop a like or a comment below, and maybe we'll rename the podcast, Honey, I Barely Raised the Kids.
You know what? Your daughter agrees with me. We're girl mathing in this house.
Okay.
Yep. So you go, either way, it's 9 hours. 6 plus 3 is 9.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. In math, I mathed.
You're just not taking into consideration the distance of having to go up and go around and come back and drop off.
Well, you can go from here and you still have to go into Georgia. You go up through Florida into Georgia to like Tifton and then kind of bink that way.
And you're not taking into consideration going directly through downtown Atlanta and the traffic.
Yeah. Well,
which is 3 hours just there.
No, I didn't take that into consideration. But if you go from here to Roswell, you go this way, go wink, bink, bink. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's fine. Her mom got her a plane ticket to fly home.
Yeah, that's a lot better. It's a lot easier.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's actually sweet of me to say.
That was very nice of you to say. I don't agree with you. I'm sure I've said way more dumb things than that.
Probably
on a daily basis.
But lucky for you, the older I get, the less I remember.
The more forgiving you are.
Forgetting I am.
The more forgetting you are.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, welcome to my world.
So we have to go up there for this orientation, and I'm having a little bit of deja vu because I had orientation once in my college career. And that was my first year in college when I went to go play football at a small school in North Carolina called Wingate.
Yeah.
And my mother and my second stepfather were not married at the time. They were divorced. But part of the divorce was that he would pay for my college.
He was such a nice man.
Such a nice man. And but that wasn't part of the deal to pay for the college out of state. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. He ended up no problem doing it. He was cool because I didn't get a full scholarship. I only got some money. And so we go up there early with the rest of the freshmen.
He went with you too?
Yeah, he drove us up.
Oh, okay.
He drove us up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard this story before.
Yeah, he drove us up. I mean, I drove my car and he and my mother drove in his car. And we get there and I check in and I get into my room and it's all weird from the get-go, but we had to, I don't know what we had to do, a check-in or pay or something like that. But there was this building. And again, remember, I'm there more than 3 weeks earlier than anyone else because of football.
Oh,
and the upperclassmen got there 2 weeks early. The lowerclassmen or the freshmen got there 3 weeks early. And because we had to do this, it was like 3.5 weeks early. I ended up being put in an upperclassman dorm.
Oh, that's trouble.
All the other freshmen and my peers were up the hill. So I was in this dorm by myself. I mean, ultimately.
With the big kids.
Nobody was there yet, though.
Oh.
So, and the way that the dorms were set up, they were suites. So you'd walk into one room, you had then there was nothing there. There was just a common area. And then there were 4 doors and then one bathroom shared by everyone.
Blech. So gross.
And I when everybody got there, they were all cool. But they were all basketball players. So I was in a dorm with basketball players. Anyway, it was just I don't know how I got stuck in this situation.
Okay.
So we were all kind of cattle called to this building, and we were waiting in this line for hours. And I guess you have to, in order to really fully understand the story, you have to understand who my second stepfather was. His name was Dominic Giampietro. And he was a very successful man. And he was a very, I don't want to say aggressive, but when he said no, he meant no. And if he didn't want to do it, he didn't do it. And if he didn't like it, he told you. But he was nice. He was a very nice man, but he just didn't deal with the bullshit.
Right.
So,
wonder where you get that from.
Right, exactly. So we're waiting in this line, and when I was around, I guess, normalcy, because it wasn't normal, kind of the world that I lived in for the most part with him, I was like on eggshells because I didn't know how he was going to react. So it was like always super serving him so he didn't get weird or flip out or something like that. Not that he was crazy or a mental case or anything, but anyway, so we're in this line. And there's like no air conditioning in this hallway. So we're all sweating bullets. And I am panicking because I'm like, this is not, I know he's pissed. You could see on his face he was pissed. I was just like, this is not gonna go well.
He doesn't like to stand in line.
No.
You don't like to stand in line?
No, nobody likes to stand in line.
Oh boy.
So finally, after it had to have been well over an hour, and we're waiting in this narrow hallway with everyone else. And we get to the window and the lady says, yes, you owe 14 or, whatever. And I guess he thought it was like $1,400 or $14 or $140 or something like that.
Oh no, it was 14,000.
Hold on. Well, don't spoiler alert. Relax. Oh. And so he never had credit cards. Everything was cash.
Yeah.
And so he goes in his wallet with this big stack of cash and he goes, okay, that's not a problem. He starts pulling it out. And she's like, you have $14,000 in your wallet?
Oh my God.
And his face was like furious. And just when he got mad, he just turned beet red.
Yeah.
And I am just shaking going, oh my God. Because I'm trying to make a good first impression,
Of course.
And we waited in that line for no reason. Like they made an error, clerical error.
Yeah. They didn't tell you that ahead of time?
No. It was just so anyway, back to, the reason why we're doing this episode is we have to go up there and I have no idea what's going on. So other than the fact that I'm going and I'm going to be led by you and Beez, I don't know if we have to go to a window, if we have to wait in line and
So, we have an itinerary and the parents go to a different orientation than the kids go to. So she's going to be going to her student orientation and we will be going to our parent orientation. They send out a kind of schedule of sorts. I'm happy to share that with you. I don't know if it makes any difference if we have the schedule or not, because I think we just go to the building and follow directions. There will be huge difference here. You and I are her parents and are together and doing this together. So slight difference on that side of things than what you experienced. So it's going to be like happy, fun, exciting thing. And I think the only line she will have to get into for, I guess, financial stuff is at the VA center. And she is one of very few. So I don't foresee us standing in a very long line for that.
I guarantee we'll be ushered through the gift shop at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder how much money the University of Alabama is going to make on Friday for orientation, because you can't go without dropping at least $200 at that gift
easy.
shop.
Well, and not even necessarily the gift shop. They have the soup store that's on campus. Like the whole
soup.
It's called the soup store.
Like Campbell's?
Bro, I don't know.
Did you say bro?
Yep.
I don't know.
I sure did. I have no idea.
I don't know either, bro. Like what they sell soup?
No, they sell like all the Alabama stuff.
That's called soup.
I don't.
Does it stand for something?
Do you want me to call Beez in here? I don't know what it stands for. That's just what the kids call it, is the soup store.
Okay. No, okay,
and
that's fine.
so I don't really, all I know is that that's where all the Alabama stuff comes from.
No.
And like they have, it's like maybe it's because it's a superstore.
Oh,
that
like
would make sense.
Super.
That would make sense. That just right there. Look at that light bulb.
Hey, Alabama, we can't spell super, so we just call it soup.
Soup. It's the soup store. And they have
we couldn't afford the ER, so we just call it soup. This was done early in the day. Now that saving's gone, we got to save some money.
Go save some dollars on them ER.
We got to save some cash on the signage called soup.
Put it on the backside of the Alabama.
Actually, locals call it soup stow.
We're going to fit in just fine.
Oh, yeah, this is great. I'm excited. It's fun.
So the soup store has all of the Alabama stuff. They even have like a Lulu section that has freaking brilliant on Lulu's part. You got all these little blonde, happy little country girls going in, living in their Lulu. Plaster Alabama across it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
Sold.
Nothing screams Lululemon like Alabama.
It does.
It's the only Lulu store that you can get camouflage.
Oh, they
Which
would
would
probably
be
make
kinda cool.
so much money on that.
Oh my God, are you
oh
kidding
my
me?
God.
Yeah.
Done. That's such a good idea.
Absolutely.
You should collaborate with them on that one.
If you're Lululemon and you have some kind of deal with the University of Alabama or any school in the South,
Yeah.
you are not producing camouflage. I have no idea.
Right.
Because
those girls would freaking like you'd be sold out day one.
Oh, and what do you think these girls are getting their parents for the next, 4-5 Christmases? Something from that store.
Correct.
What do you think dad wants? Well, dad's going to get, like anything his daughter or son, let's just say daughter gives him. But if he can get it in camouflage.
Yeah, you are absolutely an Alabama fan now.
Oh, sure. Well,
Roll Tide.
Dad's hunting, dad's doing this, dad's doing that.
I don't know if you're doing hunting or.
No, but these guys, that's what they do. They wear the camouflage. I mean, I wear camouflage. I mean, I'm not a hunter, but these blue collar guys, they're not Lulu guys, but if their daughter gets it, they're going to wear it. You got to get them in camouflage.
Hey, sometimes when I don't want to see you, I like it when you wear your camouflage.
So I blend. I blend in.
You disappear. I'm like, what? Where'd he go? I have no idea. Camouflage.
Are you ready for this? It's getting real.
It's getting really real.
With everything that we're going through right now with buying this new house, and we talked about that, I think, on last episode on the criteria of buying a house being different.
It is way different.
When you're becoming empty nesters. So buying a house and our secret project that we're working on.
Yep.
And now, getting into the month of July, which is the last full month. Think about this. July 2024 is the last full month that we have Beez in this house.
Okay. Well, now I feel like I'm going to cry.
You look like you're going to cry. I'm not trying to make you cry.
I was doing a really good job because we have all of the things going on. It's very helpful to have the distraction of, worrying about having to do all the house negotiations and what are we going to moving for the 4th time in 1 year. Yeah. And then if you want to load it on there, we're moving her also. Yeah. So let's just keep on adding to the moving situation.
We need to hire assistants.
Yeah,
we just can't afford it. Anybody want to help us out? Just come live with us or live nearby and just help us out. We've got so much going on. It's ridiculous. And this just adds to it.
It's been really helpful to have all that stuff going on because then I don't think about it as much because it makes me really sad.
Well, look at it this way. And I was thinking about this the other day. We thought it would be different when we moved back to Orlando. We thought that we would see Caleb more.
Which we don't.
People also ask me, it's like, why don't you talk about your son as much as you do your daughter? Because we don't talk to him. Like, he doesn't communicate with us.
He works all the time, and he loves his new little girlfriend or fiance.
So we don't have any stories to really tell. And, so we like to include him. We love him, of course, but there's very few stories that we have. So with Beez, this is a good thing. You'll like this. I'll make up for my last comment.
Okay.
And I thought things would be different when we moved back, with your parents, it was kind of what I thought. I mean, they're over here often, which is great. You know, you get to see them and all that good stuff. Your sister and your niece and nephew and all that stuff. And we get to see them. I expected that. I thought we'd see way more of Caleb. We don't. Okay?
I thought so too.
So that's sad.
Yeah.
I thought we'd see way more of my mother.
I thought so too.
We don't.
We don't.
Okay, but here's the thing. When Beez goes to Alabama's a beautiful state. And I know for especially you UGA people that are listening, or more UGA people than you UF people, but it just grosses you out that I'm even talking about Alabama. I get it. I understand.
We did come from Georgia. We get it. It's cool.
Take the SEC out of your brain for a second and just think of this as a
2
parent.
seconds.
Right?
Yep.
So Alabama's a beautiful state. Alabama's a good school. It's a cool school.
Sure.
We now have a place to go, like say, hey, we're going to go up for the weekend and visit you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for the next 3-ish years, we have a cool little spot to get away.
We do. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And we can go and see her. She's going to want to see Henry anyway.
Take Henry, take the tunes, and
Yeah.
just pop in the car, and we'll head up there. We'll get an Airbnb for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, obviously during football season, we'll go to a game.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll see Linda and Judy and all of them, all our ladies.
Yeah, we'll see all of our friends up
Yeah.
there. It'll be fun. It'll be, this is, one thing becoming an empty nester that we're learning, and it's always cool to get feedback on these episodes. I wish that a lot of you would post it publicly to the BS Facebook page or wherever, like more when I post the snaps, what I call them, these smart little links to the videos and stuff. But a lot of you will post it personally, just send me a message and stuff, and then give us advice, and that's cool and whatnot. I'm changing my camera view here, but the thing that I'm starting to realize, so I forget, somebody like when we first started this said something to me like, right now it's difficult and it's hard to wrap your head around and understand all these different things that are going on. But as time goes on, and as we said, this is kind of therapeutic for us during this time, that we'll start to understand and we'll start to adapt. And I'm starting to understand what that person meant when he said that, because I'm looking at all these experiences as not sad that we're not a part of them.
Right.
I'm kind of looking at them as we are a part of them. We are a part of the process.
Oh, for sure we are. We're absolutely a part of her process.
So for the next 3 years, it's not just like, hey, see you later, Beez.
Yeah.
It's cool. We'll see you next weekend.
Yeah.
Or we'll be able to be up there in like 3 weeks.
Well, do you know what else we have successfully guaranteed that she will be home every 6 weeks to visit for the weekend?
We have.
Every 6 weeks, she's going to come home and visit.
Why?
You want to know why? Because Jamie is literally the best at hair on the planet.
Jamie Fletcher.
Jamie Fletcher is the best.
Yeah.
And she has to get her hair extensions moved up and her color done because we're going to stay fabulous for sorority life.
Let's make sure Jamie doesn't do her a solid and say, oh, that's fine, I'll come up there and do it.
No, I think Jamie and I are on the same mom page there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're good. We've solidified every 6 weeks. Beez will be home to get her hair done.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good. Well, that's good. Thank you, Jamie.
And she absolutely adores Jamie. And she's like, oh my God, she's so good. I'm like, I told you.
Yeah. Our friend Jamie, for those that don't know, I've known her longer than I've known Rach.
Mm-hmm.
Not to go into her personal life and who she was married to and all that stuff in the past, but she's a fantastic person. She's a great girl. And she used to do my hair back in the day. We were friends, and she has a lot of relationships with artists, like musicians, and she'll go to different festivals and she'll go in the back and do all their hair and stuff.
And she's incredible.
Yeah. So if you go if you find her on social media under Jamie Fletcher, or Jamie Does Hair, I don't know what she's under, but Jamie Fletcher is her name. You'll see pictures of her and Jacoby from Papa Roach, and then, all these different artists and stuff. So she's been backstage of the festivals and she does it. And,
she's very good, but her salon is here in Orlando.
Yeah. Here now in Orlando.
Yeah.
Back in Orlando.
Yeah.
Back in the day, she used to put special shampoo in my hair. She texted me the other day. She's like, we got to get you out. Get that special shampoo. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm okay right now. I think I look pretty good.
You look good with that Yours, I need some special shampoo, Jamie.
Yeah, you get special shampoo. Rach. Yeah.
I need it.
So we were off to orientation. We were off to spend a lot of money at the gift shop. We are continuing to understand how to cope with all these different obstacles. I think, and we haven't had this conversation, so I'm talking to you for the first time about this. I think that you need to kind of get on the same page as I'm getting on with all these new things that are coming up. They're not obstacles in our way.
Sure.
They're new experiences for us to experience. So it's not just it's us and Beez.
Yeah.
It's all of us together, and it'll be fun for us.
Yeah.
Because think about this, our college days are way done.
Way done.
Right? Way done. But we get to go, not that I'm necessarily going to Frank the Tank the situation.
Oh, I think you will.
Maybe a couple times.
I think you will.
Oh, no.
There's a sorority party that it's called Parents' Night after she does Rush Week and they're all settled in and everything and they have Parents' Night.
Oh, God.
We have to go up and you have to go to a sorority party with your daughter.
Yeah. I don't think they have alcohol there, though.
Okay.
Well, if it's in the house, they don't. They can't have alcohol in the house. Well, they're not supposed to. But the fraternities get away with it more than the sororities. Sororities are pretty much on lockdown if it's at the sorority house.
Yeah.
But I could just see it ending up somewhere, and I'm walking around, and I've got a Celsius in my hand or a Diet Coke in my hand, and a couple guys are like, "Hey man, take a hit off the keg," and I'm like, you know what? No, I told my wife and daughter that I wasn't going to drink tonight. We've got a big day tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Well, it's actually going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go to Home Depot and maybe possibly pick out some wallpaper. And then, if we have time, and that's only if.
I don't know if we're going to have time.
I don't think we're going to have time. But if we have time, we might do a Bed Bath & Beyond. It's going to be a full day. Okay, just give me one. Give me one hit.
So good when it touches your lips.
Oh my God, it's so good when it touches your lips. So good. Yeah, let's do another one. Snoop Dogg!
Frank the Tank! He's coming.
I hope those that got it. I hope you understand what I was just
got
doing.
it.
From old
so
school.
Good.
Yeah, got you.
So good. We were watching that the other day. I know it's coming. And I have videos of it's like casino nights. I have videos of you doing the flash dance, or no, Footloose dance down the hallway.
Yeah.
I don't know if Beez is ready. I'm ready.
I don't know if the sorority would keep her afterwards. To be honest with you.
They'd be like, "Your dad's awesome."
I don't know. I'll have to play it by ear, but I mean, all depends on what they give me.
Are you trying to be roofied?
So here's the other thing is, you go to, I remember when adults, quote unquote adults, would come to our fraternity parties. And
really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Especially when it would be, not senior night, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Parents' night?
No, we never had parents' night, but it was not alma mater night, but whatever.
Philanthropy night.
I'm sorry, what's that word again?
Stop.
Philanthropy?
Yeah.
No, but homecoming and all the old Sigma Chi's would come back and stuff like that. And I just always thought it was weird. Not that they were there, but I mean, when they started partying, they weren't.
Because they don't care anymore.
They weren't overly old to me at the time. And again, I'm 21 in the story.
Were they 21. Probably our age?
No, not even. I mean, they were probably 27, 28.
Oh.
So I'm going, and then they had money for beer, and I was like, wow, that's cool. But they, my first year at UCF, the University of Central Florida, when a lot of them came back, somebody was shooting our windows out in the fraternity. And I was a pledge at the time with a BB gun.
Oh my God.
And these guys literally went to every fraternity house asking them if they were going to do it to start a fight. And they ended up they started this brawl.
Brawling in the friggin' quad.
Well, not in the quad, but in the cul-de-sac.
Oh.
And it's legendary. Still to this day, they talk about it. The news was out there. People got arrested. And I mean, it was a really cool moment.
I don't know if girls party like that. Sorority girls, do we party like that?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think we're
so
trying
either.
to start fights.
I will tell you this. This podcast is going to get very interesting in the next 6 months.
Yeah, it is.
Because the stories that we're going to share of our new college days at the University of Alabama are going to be absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm
so
too.
so for these parent nights and these parties, I really just, I mean, I feel like we should bring our own liquor.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of some strange kid handing me a glass of something. No.
Well, I don't want their roofies, but I also don't want their shit liquor.
So here's the other thing is I always thought it was cool when the older brothers would come back and they'd be like, all right, yeah, guys, you want me to go grab, you want to go, here's $100 and go grab some beer.
You think Caleb's going to do that?
No, not brothers like
got it.
Yeah,
okay.
Not that kind of brother, and not the other brother, like fraternity brother. So do I go when I do these things, and the girls are like, oh, I wish we had some whatever, and I'm like, well, here's $100. Why don't you go get it? You're servicing underage girls.
Absolutely. You probably shouldn't say it that way.
Well, you know what I mean. You're getting alcohol for underage girls.
Yeah. It's better if you say it that way than the other way.
But you are, sir. I would be servicing an underage girl.
Please don't say that.
But she's not of age.
But can you not say, please don't say you're servicing an underage girl?
Well, I don't plan on doing it, but if I'm put into that predicament, what am I going to do? I want to service her.
I don't think that you should say that.
Okay, well,
I think if
maybe you step in, I won't serve.
let's choose our words differently.
All right, so we're saying no to servicing.
No to servicing. We're saying no to servicing underage girls.
But if she shows ID and she's legit, service.
No, we probably let's choose our words differently. Maybe we're just going to say no to using the word service.
Okay, no servicing.
No servicing.
I guess I got to choose my words better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
probably
fine.
not a good one.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, see, lesson learned.
There you go.
Better to know it now before the semester starts.
That is a true statement.
Here I come, Alabama.
I'm ready for you.
Roll Tide.
Ready to roll Tide roll. Right. Let's go.
All right. Look, give us a like, share, follow on all social medias. It's all under the BS podcast. So if you go to thebaileyshow.com, these episodes are free. The BS, we've got a subscription base for the episodes. So with one freebie, you guys know all the deals, but please subscribe to the episodes so we can send our daughter to the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
Go to thebaileyshow.com, thebaileyshow.com. If you want to be a sponsor of the podcast, once you're on as a sponsor, you're on as a sponsor for all of the episodes every week. So you're guaranteed 4 episodes a week with getting your message out there like our fine sponsors right now. If you'd like to sponsor Podcast and Pours 3 or any upcoming Podcast and Pours, please reach out to me, have a conversation. We can jump on the phone, whatever you want to do, right? TheBaileyShow.com. Also on there, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's free at The Bailey Show. That's the YouTube channel. And the newsletter. Also, new merch is up in our merch store, and I believe they still have the sale going on. Don't quote me on that, but they did just have a 35% off. So that's all on thebaileyshow.com. But I just put up some new designs.
Some way fun stuff.
Yeah, really cool stuff if you want to put up there. I did my best. So, hope it's cool. I ordered a bunch of stuff. So anyway, you got anything before we get out?
Hey, I can't wait to see Frank the Tank. I'm ready.
Frank the Tank Services.
Frank the Tank. Not Frank the Tank Servicing.
Okay, not Frank the Tank Servicing.
Yep.
All right, as
I'm
always,
ready.
we appreciate you supporting the network. We support supporting the episodes and everything in between. TheBaileyShow.com. Have yourself a great and safe one. Talk soon.
I realize not everyone feels this way, and if you are okay with this stage of your life, honestly, more power to you.
Thanks for listening. Get more information and episodes on thebaileyshow.com.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.